Hey everybody, this is Daryl, aka The D, and hopefully I am live right now. We're not even sure what's going on. We think we're live.
Is it live?
We think so.
I don't know.
All right.
It'd be nice if it was. Don't just talk to a computer.
We've been doing that I've been doing that for quite some time.
What, just talking to a computer?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the whole goal is that so live people actually watch it. But,
All right, guys. Tonight, with Ricky.
from Plastic Fantastic Toys and Comics, I changed it. I don't like the collectibles part of it, so I put comics. Yeah. So it's Plastic Fantastic Toys and Comics.
Toys and comics. Okay.
Toys and comics, because I like both.
All right. I might have changed mine to comics, toys, and
Baseball cards.
sports cards. Not just baseball.
Oh, yeah.
Don't limit yourself.
Yeah, that is true.
I got to get that Ric Flair rookie card.
Don't you also collect fingernails too? You need to add that in there.
Yeah. Well, one reason why I was actually a few minutes late is because of the football game that's going on right now. It was the half on that was insane.
I heard about it. Something about it was like 20 to something to nothing, and then all of a sudden it was like 24 to 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was 24 to nothing, and Kansas City scored 28 points in like the last 5 minutes of the first half.
That's ridiculous.
I was like, that happens in college, not the pros.
The other team just basically gave up.
It's like everything they tried to do went tragically wrong, and it was hilarious. And they still have another half to go. So anyway,
That's awesome.
feel free to spoil it for me. That's all good. Chris Lackey, how are you doing?
Hey there. Sorry, I'm gonna be yawny because I'm very tired. I helped a buddy of mine named Tim. Shout out to Tim Cannon from.
What's up, Tim?
Well, I guess he doesn't have a name yet since he gave his other name up. But
He
anyway,
doesn't have a name. I thought you just named it.
his shop name. He used to have a shop in Roanoke, and he sold it, and I think he sold the name with it. But anyway,
Oh, really?
he
I
bought.
didn't know the name of it.
Well, yeah, because they're still running it under that name at the shop that he had when he
Really?
left. Yeah, they still got it.
I did
Yep,
not
they
know
still
that.
have it as that name.
I did not know that.
Anyway, he bought a huge collection of stuff yesterday.
Man, you need to stop smoking. You got really hard
Really
breath.
easy.
That was crazy.
He bought basically like 90 long boxes of comic books and about 15 long boxes of graphic novels, some totes of toys, stuff like that. Well, anyway, after I worked 9 hours yesterday, I got off and went to Roanoke with him and helped him pick all that stuff up, load it up, brought it back to Lynchburg, well, to Evington where he lives, and unloaded all of it. So 4.5 hours of lifting things I haven't lifted in years because I don't lift that kind of weight for a living.
Look at the guns.
Oh God, I can't even flex. It
Wah,
hurts.
wah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, so I am extremely sore. I woke up this morning and could not feel my legs or my feet. So I had the whole I've been sitting on the toilet for too long thing for a while where you can't feel your feet and your legs after a while. Had that going on for a bit. Yeah,
And
today
the
is
podcast
terrible.
just ended.
You shut up.
Let me
We've
know,
talked about worse.
let me know that you guys can hear everything because sometimes we hear good, sometimes the audio is messed up. So just let me know, please. That would be the awesome.
Yeah, because I remember I went back and watched our last one, and the first like 15 minutes of it, I could not hear us say anything basically. So I want to make sure that the sound is pretty good.
I think it's much better this time. At least I think so.
We'll find out.
Anyway, the plan for the day is we're kind of a 2019 review of stuff we got, kind of events that happened, and then forward to 2020, things we're trying to hopefully find. Some things I'm sure we're not going to find this year, but things we're looking for.
My list is ambitious for this year, so we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. But I'm not going to put the kind of I don't think time or money this year into what I have in the past. We'll see. I mean, if things fall in my lap, they fall in my lap. But I'm not going to make it as much of a priority as I have. I need to have a more healthier life and collecting balance, I think.
This is a man that every weekend goes somewhere around the state to another state every weekend.
I didn't this weekend.
You left the city, so that's
went-
around the state.
I went to Roanoke to help a friend.
And you say he's just a friend.
And I did get some comic books while I was there, so it was actually all like dollar book stuff, so not a big deal. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna do a little recap and a little looking forward to the future and see how things go. So, Daryl, if you want to start us off on
Think
your
about the future, Jack.
God. If you want to start us off on your 2019, you do that.
I am.
All right.
2019. It started out with a hip replacement. So that's number one. So that went nicely.
Yes, thank God, because you were a pain in the butt before you got that.
I was a pain in the hip before that. It was brutal. Just trying to walk around and stuff. It was brutal. But thankfully that got done. Now let's get to the cool stuff. Like some of the comic books I picked up this year. Start off with Joker #1.
Awesome book.
I was very happy to finally get that. Got a good grade on it. Well, I haven't graded it yet, but it's a good high grade. So I was very happy to finally find that. Let's just bounce back and forth. What's something?
All right. Well, one of the first things I put on my list was I picked up a CGC copy of X-Men 101's a 7.0.
Nice.
I was very happy to have finally gotten that. I wanted a higher grade. I really wanted to try to hit around like a 9 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But just the way the prices were going, I couldn't. I had to jump when I found the deal that I found on the one that I did, and I'm glad I did because the book has gotten even more expensive now. It's gotten ridiculous how much it's going up to.
Anybody that's listening, let us know some of your 2019 finds and also some of your 2020, some of the things you guys are looking forward to, because I will guarantee when I see some list of stuff, I'll be like, hey, you know what? I might want to try to find that.
Yeah, I always like to get feedback from other people too, so I can be like, oh, hey, I forgot about that. Maybe I should start looking for that too.
I also got my next one. Well, it was one in between, but I also got that 101.
Right.
So I was pretty happy with that. So
it's a good looking copy too. Very good looking copy.
Little press on it, and it'll be really, really good.
Yep.
Then you helped me get the Harley Quinn #1, the Adam Hughes variant.
Yep.
Come out it's graded 9.6.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty good. I was very happy to find that one this year.
That was a great book.
Mm-hmm.
One of the next pickups I got was Batman 181 First Poison Ivy. I was extremely happy to pick that up at the Big Lick Comic Con this past year.
Mm-hmm.
Great grade. I mean, it's raw, but I think it probably would land around like an 8.5, something like that. So I'm pretty happy about that. That book and a lot of the Silver Age stuff from that era is really hard to get in super high grades. So for the price, I was extremely happy with it.
Yeah, that's a book I want to get. I just forgot all about it. It didn't make my list, but if I find a good grade on one for a good price, that's a definite pickup.
Heck yeah.
Let's see. I completed my Dark Phoenix saga finally after about 3 or 4 years. I got that when we were in Greensboro at that show, and I completed that there. I'll go throw another one in too. And I just recently picked up A Tomb of Dracula #1.
Great book. Yeah, I got one of those last year too. I can't remember where I picked it up, but I want to try to get that whole run, at least the first like 20 issues or so. Very, very cool, iconic character, and the art's awesome. So they're great books to have.
See, I don't really know much about it in the Marvel universe.
Well, to be honest, I mean, what little bit I've read of it, it's not much different than the normal lore for like Dracula. It's typical vampire stuff. I mean, it's kind of how it is with all of their it's kind of how it is with all of their monsters. You know, they have Frankenstein's monster. They got the living mummy. They've got I don't know if they have a creature in theirs or not. They might have a creature from the Black Lagoon in there, but I know they have Frankenstein's monster, and it's all just basic retelling of stories from the past that people have already told.
But one of the books I picked up was issue 50.
Yep.
With Silver Surfer.
See,
and I'm just like, wait a minute.
Some of the monster crossovers with the normal characters didn't really make a lot of sense, but when they put like the Legion of Legion of Monsters together, that was cool. When it was Ghost Rider and it's just escaping me. Was it Man Thing and a couple of the other ones? That kind of made sense to me. I could see that happening, and that was fine. But them fighting like a semi-god like Silver Surfer's a little weird.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
But
not
I'm
at
like, hey,
all.
you know what? If you want to do it, it's okay with me.
I'm going to silence this phone, I think.
Silence.
Silence! Because I'm getting all kind of the beeps and the bings.
She got blinded with science.
She blinded me with silence. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say that probably my favorite pickup of the year was my Amazing Spider-Man 129. I got an 8.0 CGC copy. And I got it the same time that I got my Werewolf by Night 32 7.0 CGC copy. I got them from the same guy. I worked out
Nice.
a bulk deal with him and made payments, which was awesome. He made me a deal to where, I think it was 3 months to pay it off. And I mean, it worked out well. I got it done right in the 3-month time period. And right after I got those books, both of them just started going through the roof, which, ASM 129 has always been one of those that's been steady increasing and getting higher and higher.
For those who don't know, what's the significance of that issue?
ASM 129, or Amazing Spider-Man 129, is the first appearance of the Punisher.
Yeah.
And Werewolf by Night 32 is the first appearance of Moon Knight. And if everybody that follows the kind of stuff that we follow knows, they got a Moon Knight series coming up, so that's caused the book to go insanely high. Punisher started jumping a lot when the next Netflix series came out. That really drove the price up of that book. But I just think in general, anything late silver, early bronze with Marvel, especially DC somewhat, but not as prevalent as Marvel, is getting to the point where it's starting to become unattainable for a lot of people because the prices are going up so much. It's why a lot of people are getting into low grades. I mean, I've always not minded lower grade comics, but if I could afford the higher grades, it's what I went for. Now it's getting to the point where I'm kind of low grade is where I'm kind of shooting for on a lot of things because I can't afford much more than that.
One thing, when we get to 2020, I'll talk about that as well. What's going on right now? Low grades, I'm actually starting to look for because me, I'm always. It might be a 6.5. I need higher. I'm actually finally looking at possibly getting a press this year.
Yeah,
to make
it's a good idea.
Because long term, I will save money because buying cheaper copies, lower grades, pressing them out. They're not going to be 9.8s or anything.
Right.
But you go from a 4 to a 5.
Yeah, with a good press, most books you can usually pull another grade and a half up if you get them graded and pressed. Yeah. It just depends if it's damaged like water damage. You can't really do a whole lot with. You can kind of smooth it out, but you can't really get it gone. But little dings in the spine and things like that, you can pretty much dissolve them completely with a good press if you do it right.
Their color breaking is really not much you can do with
color
that.
break you can't do a whole lot.
Now, one thing I do want to learn is how to do restoration on it. Like when I say
Cleaning.
restoration, cleaning.
Yep.
Not like we're gonna tape it, we're gonna color it and stuff like that. Just cleaning it with like erasers and stuff. Because I see videos and I'm like, that seems like a really bad idea.
I've watched a couple on YouTube that show how a lot of the people that basically get paid for doing it do it, and if you do it the correct way, it's really not that hard. I mean. I grew up doing drafting and stuff with school, and they use like the erasers, the pliable erasers that we used to use. They use a lot of those on comic books, and it's all about having the right kind of pressure when you put it on there. You can't rub it, but so much, or you're going to start taking away ink.
See, that's
so you got to be careful about it.
That and also just ripping a hole in the book.
And it's possible because this stuff is delicate. So,
I mean, to me, especially when you're looking at Silver Age stuff. And if you even go back further to Golden Age, all of a sudden it's like, man, especially Golden Age, that's gonna be very fragile to begin with.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't even.
I wouldn't attempt a Golden Age book. I wouldn't do anything with it. I would, if I was going to start doing something like that, I'd take a couple of beat up dollar books and I'd clean it and then I'd press it and practice on it and see how it comes out before I do that 4 or 5 times before I ever tried to do it on a book that actually has some significance to me. All right, where you at, my friend?
Next, just picked this up a few weeks ago, about a month ago. Gotham City Sirens #1, the J.G. Jones variant. That's very hard to find.
Very cool book.
And I guess thankfully they did not go through with the Gotham City Sirens movie because if they had, there was no way I'd be able to get that. And since they switched it over to Harley and the Birds of Prey,
Yeah.
which I'm hoping it's good. I'm not real excited about it, but I would much rather them go with the Gotham City Sirens. I think that would have worked better.
I think it's just going to be the Harley show. I think it's going to be about Harley and a couple of chicks that not a whole lot of people know about. And I mean, we in the comic book world knew who they are, but I don't think they're going to focus on them with the show as much as they focus on Harley, which is going to kind of be a turnoff for me in the long run, to be honest with you.
Did you watch the TV show?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh,
The Birds of
lady that
Prey.
the lady that played Huntress on that was awesome.
I had heard the show was really good. I just never got around to
It was
watching it.
alright. The Harley character in it wasn't very good at all.
Right.
But I thought the other ones, Oracle, Huntress, and blonde-headed lady on the show. I can't remember what her character name was. But I thought
Blonde-headed lady on the show.
yeah, blonde-headed lady on the show. You did
That
a good
one.
job. I don't know what your name is, but you did a really good job. But I thought it was an okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
You're terrible.
Well, if you don't know the person's name, what are you supposed to say?
True. That is true. You should Google it before you say anything and then go from there.
Because Google's never wrong.
No, it's not. Google is always right.
Google is as Google does.
Yep. My next big pickup this year that it's something I've been looking for many, many years, and I just never could find a deal fall in my lap that I thought was worth it. I picked up a Tomb of Dracula 10 CGC 8.0, which is the first appearance of Blade, the vampire hunter. Very, very happy to get that book. I actually got that from a buddy of mine that lives in Salem, and he gave me a phenomenal deal on it. I could not pass it up. But yeah, great book. And then my last one that I wrote down that was a huge pickup for me. I'm a huge Spawn fan, and I have been for many, many years. My big goal was to finish up the entire run this year, as I was missing, I think it was like 11 issues out of the entire run. Well, at Heroes this past year, I did that. I completed the entire run. So I had the full Spawn run when I left Heroes, and I said before the end of the year, I've got to find me a Malibu Sun 13, which is supposed to be the first appearance of Spawn. It's a lot of people don't consider it that because it's more of an, it's kind of like a preview magazine more than anything. So, if you wanted to argue that, you could argue that, Previews magazine is basically the first appearance for everything of every new, character that comes out.
Back in the day, Wizard.
Yeah, Wizard or whatever. But a lot of the fans have gone and said, yes, Malibu Sun 13, that's it. So the price has stayed where it is because of the fans. So I went ahead, I found a great deal on a raw copy of Malibu Sun 13, great condition. That made me super happy. It's one of my big pickups for the year. And that's all I really wrote down for comics. I got a ton of great comics this year. I mean, there was all kind of, to me, mini grails littered in there. But when you start to sit down and think about, what were your favorite, I was trying to keep it to a top 5, but I narrowed it down to about a top 6. So that's where I'm at on comics.
Yeah, I mean, I just wrote down some books that to me that I felt like kind of highlights. I just picked Marvel Spotlight #2, First Werewolf by Night.
Nice.
It's water damaged, but I mean, I only paid like $5.99 for it.
Yeah, it was not expensive.
Yeah, it was really, really cheap. So I mean, for that price, heck yeah. Then I guess my biggest one of the year, and again, he helped me find this one, Batman Adventures 12. Helped me find it. He sold it to me.
Yep.
Sold me the whole run of it.
Yep.
And first appearance of Harley Quinn, for those who don't know. People don't know this about me, but I kind of like...
Hey, it's Billy. Hey, Billy. What did he say?
If only a certain someone hadn't sounded so desperate with the dealer in earshot at Heroes Con.
Oh, yeah. It happens, man. It happens.
It does.
I get it. I get kind of excited. Okay, so I have a hard time hiding my emotions ever. And when I walked up to this dealer at Heroes that had all of these Spawn issues I was missing, on his wall. It was the last 5 I needed, and they were the most expensive in the entire run.
That's how it always is.
And I could not hide the expression on my face how much I really wanted these books. And man, Billy walked up and he's like, "You're stupid." He's like, he is not going to cut you a break at all because you are basically like a giddy little schoolgirl right now. I'm like, man, I know, I can't help it. I'm sorry. I show everything on my face when it
You're
comes
really
to
good at
stuff like
poker.
that. Oh no, I'm terrible at poker. That's why I don't gamble. That's why I do not play. But yeah, I was super excited. I ended up still getting a great deal from him. I think I could have maybe, if I played it down a little bit, maybe got a little bit better deal from him. But it was one of those things where he was not going to budge, and he wasn't going to budge much. I knew that, and I had it made up in my mind I was not walking out of Heroes without having those books. So I pretty much would have paid what he wanted for them regardless, just to get the run done. Like, I wanted to have it done. I wanted to have that sense of satisfaction.
And for those who don't know, my good friend William Jennings, aka Billy,
Belly.
hopefully in a few weeks, when almost a month actually, now that I'm thinking about it,
It's not that far away. 3 weeks.
about between 2 weeks and a month, 3 weeks. Hopefully we can get a podcast together because I think we are when Big Lit Comic Con shows up in Roanoke. So so we're pretty excited about
Should
that.
be you and him and
Bonafide.
Bonafide. Yes.
Bonafide Comics.
Yes.
Andy.
Mr. Parker.
One other last pickup for the comics. Got Hulk 182. Again, got a heck of a deal on that.
Great book.
Really good grade. I mean, well, it's not grade yet, but really high grade comic.
Yeah.
Very good.
I got to looking at it, and I kind of think it's a little bit better book than what I have. So I was a little jealous on that one, but I'm happy with mine too. So I'm not gonna be the jelly. I don't think.
I am. Because Billy stole that one book from me. But that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. One of the Batman with Ra's al Ghul covers.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, not the first appearance.
Yeah,
But
it's actually the first appearance of the Legion of. I thought I was going to say the Legion of Doom. No, the League of Assassins.
League of yeah.
Yeah, it's the first appearance of
Yeah.
League of assassins. We actually was looking for that book today, and he found it when we were up at his place.
Oh, so I did not take it after all. You ever do that? You know you have a book and you cannot find it?
Yes, it happens.
Because Joker #1, I knew I had it. I was like, I put it right here. Well, obviously I didn't because it's not there. I looked all over and finally found it.
I'm usually pretty good about keeping my stuff in alphabetical order and knowing where it's at in boxes. But I went looking for something about 6 months ago, and I got so frustrated with it. I went through all 8,000 comic books that I have and still could not find it. And come to find out, it was in a box with a top on it somewhere that I hadn't put away that one box and didn't realize it. I was so mad at myself. I spent 4 hours that day on a day off digging through stuff because I wanted to find this book.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, been there, done that before.
So are you done with your 2019 on the comics?
On the comics, yeah.
Cool. All right, I think we're going to switch over to toys. So I've said it before on the last podcast and some of our little, car trips we've taken. Last year, after Heroes, I decided to kind of switch gears and start to ramp up my toy collection a little bit. I started getting more into the vintage stuff. So one of the things I've wanted for many years, and it's hard for me to say it was my favorite pickup of the year, but it's pretty close. Ended up picking up a Star Wars Return of the Jedi Imperial shuttle vehicle with a box, complete, wings work. Electronics did not work when I got it. And the wings were a little wonky, but the deal I ended up getting from the lady that I got it from, because the electronics didn't work and it had the issues with the wings, I got it about $150 cheaper than what I normally would have had to pay for it complete and working.
Nice. I'd like to see that.
It's right there. See, it's beautiful. No yellowing at all.
Awesome,
the
really.
Stickers are all there. It's great. So I went on YouTube and I looked up a video on how to fix the electronics on it, take it apart and fix the wings. And I got it fixed, got the electronics working, got the wings working. So I'm super happy about it. I love it. It's one of the centerpieces of my Star Wars collection. So very, very happy with that.
I just realized we're like a half an hour in. We got to start picking up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, because this might end up being a 2 hour thing, and I'm getting hungry. Easy to lose stuff. Yeah, Billy, it's very easy to lose stuff in your cave.
As long as you don't lose the dinosaur puppet.
I played with that today. I was so happy.
Okay.
He said
that better make an appearance on the podcast.
I told him it had to. I told him it was a necessity that needed to make the dinosaur puppet needs to make an appearance.
Yes, that is awesome.
It is great. He said he's going to go ahead and figure out a way before then, hopefully, to be able to put batteries in it so he can actually have it do the dinosaur noise. I said I thought it was funnier.
It doesn't. It has a voice.
Yeah, I was just saying, Billy going "Meh" with it makes it that much greater. Yeah, it's just funny.
Wait, that was Peter Griffin. I just did.
Yeah. Oh my God. All right, so what did you do for toys this year? Switch over to you.
I started my Star Wars. That's pretty much what I put. I had my old case. I've had that for years. I mean, since I was a kid.
Your original Star Wars case.
My original Star Wars collector case.
Right.
That I've had since the 70s.
And that was one of the ones that had the that opens from the top, not like a Darth Vader case or anything like that.
It's like a vinyl case.
Yeah. The vinyl cases.
And the plastics inside I lost a long time ago, and the figures long time ago lost them. And I saw a case, and it was all beat up. And he sold it really cheap, but it had the plastics in it, and they're pretty much perfect.
They were nice. They're very good shape.
I went ahead and bought that, and since then I've picked up a few figures. The figures I've picked up so far, I picked up a complete Vader, a complete Chewie, complete Obi-Wan, R2-D2. It's complete because it's just by itself.
Right.
and the Bosch.
Leia Bouche.
Leia's Bouche.
Leia's Bouche.
So that's the ones I picked up from Star Wars. And by the way, I was watching Star Wars today before I come over too.
Nice.
And there's one complaint I have about Empire. Just one.
What is that?
To me, it's almost a perfect movie.
It is pretty much perfect.
The one thing I hate is the way Obi-Wan, when Luke finally realizes, wait a minute, Vader's not dead. You lied to me.
Right.
He's like, I didn't really lie to you. What had happened was...
That was actually one of my favorite scenes of the movie.
He just Jedi mind tricked Luke.
Pretty much, yeah.
He was like, so you see, Luke, I did not lie.
I mean, technically he didn't.
But he was
Vader did kill his father.
He was never dead. That's still his dad.
No. Vader killed Anakin.
He just got
technically Obi-Wan killed Anakin with the cutting off of the legs and the arms and the lava.
He just got a new job. That's all. He went from being a Jedi to a Sith. That's all. He got a new occupation.
Oh, my God.
And Obi-Wan got mad because he went and joined, instead of being at Apple, now he's at Microsoft.
You telling Star Wars themes is just ridiculous.
But in all honesty, dude, gosh, I love that movie. It's a great movie.
I love all the Star Wars movies.
All of them, he said.
All right.
Anyway,
that's a discussion for another time.
We're off topic, but anyway.
I'm going to get into my toys. I'm going to kind of cruise through them because we need to do some time consuming here. But next thing on my list is I picked up a G.I. Joe Tomax and Xamot in-package seal. Now, it's a reseal, which means it's the original packaging, it's the original figures, everything like that, but the package has been re-glued or retaped.
Yeah.
Not like that. Sealed versions are usually anywhere from $400 to $500 a piece. They're ridiculously expensive. I got this one for considerably less, being a reseal, and I'm extremely happy with it. I ended up putting it in a shadow box, and I bought some Crimson Guard flags to go beside it. It looks phenomenal. Absolutely love it. But yeah, that was a big pickup for me. I've loved Tomax and Xamot when I was a kid. Two of my favorite Cobra people when I used to watch the cartoon, and I remember getting them and getting that package when I was a kid, and I thought it was awesome because it's got the mirrors on the side next to the figures, and because all they are is they're twins, but they're scars. They're like mirror images of each other,
Mm-hmm.
So just thought it was great packaging. Some of the greatest G.I. Joe packaging they ever made. It was genius with the little mirrors on the sides, but of course, when kids got them, they just ripped them open to be able to get the figures out, and it ruined the whole package. So to find one that wasn't ruined to the point where it couldn't be repaired was amazing.
Kids, what's the matter with you?
I know, playing with your toys.
Outrage.
Come on now.
Yeah, don't do that so old people like us can play with our own toys
All right.
that we had when we were kids.
I kind of, yeah. All right. Well, next we're gonna skip to the next toy would be I picked up from a buddy of mine at work. He got to talking about digging through some of his stuff from when he was a kid at his mom's house, and he came across his old Godzilla. And I got very, very excited when he said that. And I was like, oh, you mean the original? He's like, oh, yeah, with the shooting fist and the tongue that comes out. And I'm like, oh, it's not a tongue. It's fire. But yes.
It looks like a tongue.
It does kind of look like a tongue. But it's the Godzilla 1977 Toho Shogun Warriors Godzilla. He brought it to work to show me and was just like, hey, you know, if you want to buy it, that's cool. I really don't need it. So we worked out a deal, and it came home with me. The fist's still there. It shoots. It's very little discoloration to it. I mean, it's still in almost perfect condition. So that was a super awesome pickup for me. I had one when I was a kid, so it was great. I was glad to get it. You got anything else left on your toy list?
I've got a few things.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just going, instead of, I messed up by bouncing back and forth, so now I'm just going to run through them.
Okay.
Yeah, because that took way too long.
Sorry, man.
No, it was both of us, not you. I picked up the Mattel Mork from Ork figure,
Love
which
that.
I think is awesome.
Aren't you glad I pointed that out to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you spent all your money so you couldn't buy it.
I was going to say, you're probably glad I was broke by that point, so I couldn't get it, because it would have come home with
And
me.
one thing I think is awesome about it, something that you mentioned too, that you think is awesome about it, is he's upside down in the figure, in the package.
In the package, yep.
Which looks awesome. It's still original packaging, looks amazing.
It was still sealed, too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm, yep.
Yep.
See, 2016 San Diego Comic-Con Harley Quinn statue. Picked up one of those. Just got that a couple days ago, actually.
Yep.
That actually might technically have been in 2020, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, that's okay.
In San Diego, I picked up the Golden Goddesses set by Funko.
Yep.
They are so hard to get. And I got lucky. I got to tell the story. I hate to say I'm lucky by this, but my friend was there. He tore his ankle up.
Yep.
So he got a scooter, so they let him go in early. And he got a pass.
So you got to go in with him.
So I got to go in early too.
Yep.
So that way I got to go straight to their booth and could be right at the beginning of the line for the last few that they were selling. So that's how I got the set. So thanks for tearing up your ankle, man. I appreciate it, Jamie.
You took advantage of a handicapped guy. Shame on you.
I didn't, because honestly, I'd never thought anything about it. He's like, man, I got your pass. You can come in with me. He's like, all right, cool.
That is pretty awesome. It's always good when friends can hook you up like that.
Then one of my friends, I can't remember who it was, got me this Gallery Emma Frost statue.
And from what I heard, this guy is super awesome. He is amazing and probably the best friend anyone can have.
Got quiet really fast.
And just for that, you lost all of your friend privileges. Anyway.
Picked up a Gallery Batgirl, Gallery Bruce Lee. Let's go old school now. The creepy Ben Cooper, 1973. That you hang.
They are so gross. They're called what, flyers? I think is what they're called.
That's what they're called.
Yeah.
It was a Batman and a Superman, and they are the creepiest looking figures.
And to touch them is disgusting because they're starting to break down. It's that old nasty rubber stuff from the 70s.
Gross jelly or something. But I saw it like, I gotta pick these up. They are so awesomely horrible.
Yeah, they were pretty bad.
And the one other thing he was going to pick up, but he ran out of money. The Duncan yo-yos.
I didn't see those. If I had saw those before you, I would have gotten them because they were not that expensive. They were pretty cheap.
Yeah, it was Hulk and Superman were the two I picked up. They had a list of more of them that were out, but unfortunately, didn't have them.
Yep.
Like Wonder Woman, Batman, Spider-Man, Captain America.
Most of the stuff you had on your list, you picked up from that one guy in the booth,
Pretty much,
which was awesome. He had a good. He was the only dealer there that day that had anything really good vintage there, like vintage. Like we're talking like 70s and earlier stuff.
Yeah.
He had a lot of stuff like old toys from the 40s and 50s and 60s in there too. It was pretty amazing.
He had this one Funko bobblehead. I really wanted to get it because that thing had to have been like late 90s, and that's very early in Funko.
Yeah.
and I kind of wish I had picked it up, but the box was beat up. The figure didn't look very good, but I think that might have probably would have been worth something. I don't know.
It's possible. Yeah, I think the early release Funko stuff has got to be worth something.
Mm-hmm. All right, what else you got for your toys?
All right, so next I picked up something I've wanted for a long time as well. It's a Star Wars diecast Imperial Cruiser sealed. It had never been opened. There were little small miniature versions of Star Wars ships they came out with. They had an X-wing, they had a land speeder, TIE fighter, stuff like that. Well, this one was still sealed in package. It's over there somewhere. Buddy of mine, David, went on a trip to Myrtle Beach with his girlfriend, and while he was there, he hit up a little thrift store, and he found this for like next to nothing. Box was pretty beat up on it, but he picked it up, he brought it home, and I went to go visit him afterwards, and he was just like, man, he's like, this is cool, but I don't really want it. Do you want to buy it? And I was like, yeah, and I immediately snatched it up from him. Brought it home and I did a little operating on it and did a little taping, a little gluing, just to kind of make the box look a little bit better. And it's pretty awesome. I love it. Next thing on my list is I picked up a Snake Mountain from He-Man and Masters of the Universe. I picked up a Snake Mountain that it was complete. All the chains and everything was there. The gate, the whole 9 yards, the snake, but it had a working microphone, which was amazing. It's all kind of creepy. Like when you first turn it on, it squeals a little bit because it has that feedback. And then when it finally gets that good little sweet spot because you can take and move the little thing from back and forth. It just basically echoes when you talk into it. It's so strange, very, very creepy, but brought back some great memories from being a kid. I didn't have a Snake Mountain growing up as a kid. I had a Grayskull, but a buddy of mine had a Snake Mountain. And we used to bring them and put them together and play with them, and we had a blast. It was a ton of fun. Cool. And my last thing on my toy list from top 6, huge Transformers G1 Grail for me. I've been wanting one of these forever. I mean, as long as I can remember, I've wanted one. My favorite Transformers toy from when I was a kid, other than Optimus Prime, I got a mint in box sealed Soundwave. Not sealed. It was sealed on one side, open on the other. Mint inbox G1 Transformers Soundwave with the cassettes. Everything was 100% complete. Absolutely beautiful. Soundwave does not look like he's ever been played with. The joints are super tight. It don't even look like it's hardly ever been transformed. So when I found it, I had to snatch it. I was very, very happy with it. I'd already had a couple of loose ones, not in great shape, but this is something I've wanted for a very long time. I was very happy to pick it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man.
I know. I was just looking over here.
It's so much stuff.
No. The one thing that it was probably there before I didn't notice it.
What's that?
But the Captain America thermos.
Isn't that great?
From the back in the day when you had the lunch pail.
Yeah.
And it had the thermos with it.
I found that at the flea market. It's the Marvel Superheroes thermos. It came with the Marvel Superheroes lunchbox. They didn't have the lunchbox, but they had the thermos. It was like $3. I was like, yeah, I'm picking that up. It's cool.
That is great because
it's got great it's got awesome graphics on it. I love it.
Thermoses you can never find, and it has the lid on it too.
And that was one of the reasons I picked it up, because if I ever find the lunchbox, I know I'm going to find one without a thermos. Yeah. So now I'll have both.
Exactly.
For a couple bucks, awesome. I'm not going to complain about it.
Exactly right. Now, miscellaneous. I just put like a little miscellaneous thing that I picked up, and it should be baseball cards. And this will take like 2 seconds because no one cares.
2.
Anyway, I picked up an Ozzie Smith rookie card, Eddie Murray rookie card.
Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, oh, nice. I didn't know he played.
His girl likes to party all the time. 1977 Bruce Sutter rookie, 1970 Thurman Munson rookie, which I picked up for 50 cents.
It's pretty awesome.
At the flea market that one time.
Yep.
Reggie Jackson 1970 second year card. My big ones that I picked up was a PSA 10. For those who don't know, PSA is basically the CGC of grading for sports cards.
And it's a 10, which is impressive because it only goes up to 10.
And it's a 2012 Mike Trout. It's his second year card. I want his first year card, but a PSA 10 for that is anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500.
Ooh.
And
That big boy money.
yeah, the second year I picked up for like $70. It's a huge drop from first to second year.
I mean, I can understand that.
And the last thing I picked up was a PSA 9 Cal Ripken Jr. rookie card from 1982.
That's pretty impressive.
Very happy to finally get one of those. Again, that was only about 60, $70. So pretty happy about that. So that's my miscellaneous.
Cool. I didn't have a miscellaneous tab, but I did have one for movie posters. I picked up.
That was my miscellaneous.
Oh, okay. I have a bunch of movie posters that I've been collecting over the years, and I've picked up quite a few in this past year, but I got my top grail this year. It's going to be very, very hard for me to top this one. The year before last, I got the Transformers the movie movie poster, one sheet. Mint condition, beautiful rolled, loved it. It's awesome. Got that framed up and got it up on the wall. But I had a shop.
It's right over there.
Yeah, it's right over there. Shop posted on one of their Facebook sites that they had the 1979 Alien movie one sheet movie poster. Already linen backed, which if y'all don't know, linen backing is basically where they go and they put this stuff on the poster that basically preserves it pretty much forever. I mean, you know, a lot of people when they collect professionally for posters and whatnot, that's what they do. Every time they get a good movie poster, they linen back it and then they frame it, get it professionally framed. This one was already linen backed. Got it for a great deal. But yeah, that I've been wanting that poster for a while, and just finding one, even not linen backed, still going to run you a couple $100 or more. If you're expecting to get one in decent condition. This one's pretty much dead mint. I mean, you can barely even see the fold lines on it from where they linen backed it, which is another reason that people do the linen backing, because it gets all the fold lines out. When they do that, they do restoration to the poster as well. If you have any kind of tears or paint loss from, on the poster anywhere, they fix all that when they do the linen backing process. So it's a great thing if you're really, really into movie posters. But I've still got to get it framed. It's been, I think 3 months or so since I've gotten it, and I haven't had a chance to get it framed yet. I'm trying to decide if I want to go with, the Hollywood movie posters, or if I want to get it done locally, get like a Michaels or someone like that to frame it. Not really sure how yet, but it's got to get done soon because I want to see it up on the wall. It's absolutely beautiful. And then the last thing was on my list for the year. I collect statues as well, and I've been wanting like a really high class, good statue, and I've been looking at Sideshow stuff for a long time. And finally, I had this thing pop up on my feed one day from Sideshow. They have a life-size Wolverine bust, and it's
creepy as hell.
It's creepy as all awesome. Get out, but it's intense. Is what it is. It's super intense. So they have payment plans available as well. I think it's 4 months you basically have to pay it off. You pay your deposit, and then 3 months later you make your last payment. They go ahead and ship it to you. That was my biggest statue purchase for the year. I don't understand how people can afford to buy Sideshow statues all the time.
Yeah.
I see some of these videos on YouTube of these people who every week get a different Sideshow or XM Studio statue or something like that. It's insane how much these things cost.
I mean, I could barely do that if I wanted to with galleries. And they're only like 40,
50 bucks.
40, 50 bucks.
Yeah.
And those sideshows are
expensive.
Minimum about 300?
It depends. Like these life-size ones are ridiculous. Like I mean, this one I don't like throwing out how much I pay for stuff, but I will say this was
retail value is
$1,000.
Yeah.
Was how much this thing cost. Yeah. I very rarely pay that much for anything collectible, but I will say I sold some stuff to be able to pay for this, so it's not like it all came out of pocket.
Kirk Hammett.
Yes.
From Metallica.
I don't know him personally.
Well, was he bassist? Not bassist.
Guitarist.
Lead guitarist.
Guitarist, yeah.
And he's got a Han frozen in carbonite, the life-size one.
The Sideshow one?
Yeah.
You know how much that thing is?
Oh, it's way too much. Is how much it is.
It's $8,000.
Yeah.
I've looked at it. I really want it.
Yeah.
It lights up. It has smoke that comes out of it. It does everything. Yeah. I mean, I think it even makes your breakfast in the morning and kisses you goodbye when you go to work.
I want one of his guitars.
Who, Kirk Hammett's?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. It'd be so awesome. The what was the one he's got the bald-headed dude on it? Yeah, that one. Anyway, that's the one I want, Kurt. You see me?
I don't think Kurt's watching this. But anyway.
Baby Metal. Next time y'all see Kurt By the way, Baby Metal is something else I found out about this year.
And I wish he hadn't.
It is the awesome.
Yeah, if you say so.
I did.
It gets old quick. It really does.
It literally does not.
It does. It gets so
It's
old so quick.
Anyway.
That's all it sounds like to me. I love me some metal. Just not when you throw babies in it.
There's not a single baby harmed in the making of that music.
You don't know that. They probably eat babies. Anyway, finish your list.
My list is already done.
Okay.
It's 2020 now.
2020.
45 minutes in.
We're going to make this 15 minutes between me and him for this 2020 list. I can run down mine pretty quick.
It's not. It's going to be longer than that.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to go through my whole comic list. This is my goals for this year. And I'm going to say this before I even get started. I do not expect to get either comics or toys. I don't expect to get any of this stuff, to be honest with you. This is stuff that I really want to get. Some of it's feasible. Some of it I'm pretty sure it's going to happen within the next like 3 or 4 months. Some of them, like this first one on my list, I doubt very seriously I'm going to be able to pick up this year, but I really want to. I would like to get an X-Men #1. That is a big book on my list. I've wanted one for many years. Mm-hmm. Do not expect I'll be able to find an affordable copy anytime soon, but I'm going to try. I'm going to see what I can do. Next on my list is a bunch of books, actually. It's Amazing Spider-Man. I want to get all the first appearances of the Sinister Six members. I have their first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man Annual 1. I have that, but I want all their individual first appearances, Kraven and, Doc Ock, all of them. I want all of them. Detective 359, first Batgirl. I want one of those with the pinups. I think I can afford to get that one this year. I think that's going to be possible. I would like to get a Batman 121, which is the first Mr. Freeze. I've really been wanting a copy of that for a while. And then finally on my list, I already have these books. Wolverine miniseries by Frank Miller, 1 through 4. I would like to get all high grade either CGC or CBCS copies. Preferably, I'd like to get them signed by Frank Miller. I would love to be able to find that. Mm-hmm. But I've always wanted high grade copies of those books to be able to display. My raw ones are great. They're in pretty high grade raw, but I don't want to send them to get them graded. I like having the raw copies of them, as I actually do go back and read them from time to time. I mean, they're very, very important books for me.
You read those things?
Yes, I do.
I didn't know that was possible.
I do read comics, yes.
I had no idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lesson learned.
I mean, I do know how to read. I went to that Derek Zoolander school for kids who don't read so good.
It's a very small building.
It's very small.
It needs to be at least twice that big.
What is this? What is this? A school for ants? I love that movie so much.
The first one was great. Second one, not so much.
Second one was not that great.
Anyway.
Owen Wilson was awesome. So that's my comics goal for the year. That's it. Yeah.
Oh.
That's it.
All right, then.
Oh, Lord. Here comes Daryl's list.
The first thing is I just want a good condition pre-100 issue of Batman.
Pre-100?
Yep. Pre-number 100. Yep.
I have a copy if you'd like to buy it.
Yeah. He's going to charge me more than he paid for it.
I know I would.
See?
I paid $10 for it.
There you go. I'll give him $10.50.
No, not happening.
All right. World's Finest number 153. Batman slaps Robin.
That is a great book. I would really like to have that.
No other reason than just because.
Well, who wouldn't want that book? He slaps the crap out of Robin.
Don't think child abuse.
It's not child abuse then. There was no such thing as child abuse in that time period of the world.
Touche. Next, Gotham City Sirens number 24, which Andy's already told me that he's got, and he's going to bring it with him to Big Lick.
Awesome.
So that will complete that Gotham City Sirens run.
Nice.
I want to complete the iZombie run.
I thought you finished that already.
I have not finished that. No, I've got 5 issues to complete that run.
Okay.
V for Vendetta.
Which ones do you need of that?
1 and 9, I think. Either 8 or 9.
You need a 1? Mm-hmm. William, Billy, if you're still on here, pull that 1 that's in that box that we found today and set it to the side for Daryl.
Okay.
All right.
Avengers 196.
Is that Vision?
First Taskmaster.
No, it's not the first Taskmaster. Vision is like 50 something.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm thinking, but yes,
And I really want that just because I've loved that cover for a long time.
great character.
It's the price is just out of range now. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it now.
Because of the movie. If,
Yeah.
if you had gone 3 months ago to get it, you could have paid next to nothing for it.
About 2 years ago, I was gonna get one, and somebody was asking $40 for it.
Right.
And I was like, that is too much for that. And at that time, it was a little too much.
At that point in time, it was, yeah.
At that time, it was probably 20 to 30, and now it's way too high now. Superman 233, that Neil Adams Superman breaking the chains on that cover. Beautiful cover.
I thought you had a copy of that.
I've got something close. I've got that record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks very similar to that. I'm pretty sure Neil Adams did that
Okay.
album cover.
I
I
got
haven't seen anything that said he did or didn't. Next, Wonder Woman 600 through 614. They had a lot of Alex Garner covers,
Okay.
and they are gorgeous. So I want to get all those. I know I do have 614, but I would like a better copy because it's got a big split down the spine on it.
Remind me to look at CLZ when we get done. I think I have a couple of those.
All right, cool.
And if I do, then yeah. You can have-
ASM 50, First Kingpin, with that, again, that beautiful cover. I don't know if it's homage to Incredible Hulk 1 or not, but it kind of has a feel of that same kind of cover.
It's all of the like not arrows, but all of the
lines
coming in and down. I don't think it's an homage. I just think it's that style. But yeah, I would like to get a better copy than what I have. I have a copy of it, but it's in really poor shape. It's just I just definitely wanted to get that book. So when I found the one that I did, it's a placeholder basically. And Billy says thumbs up, so he'll hold that for you. That's awesome.
Thank you. The Crow 1 through 4. I want that little run.
I need a 1.
I've got the first appearance from Caliber
Presents number 1. Yep.
So I've got that. So I would like this 4-issue run, which for some reason they're really expensive. I know they're hard to find.
They're extremely hard to find. So they're all done on like a paper stock kind of paper. They're not typical comic book stuff. So they're all black covers, and because of the paper stock, they tend to smudge really easy. They tend to get color breaks really easy. So the first prints were really low print runs, especially the first issue. Second, third, and fourth not so much. They printed a lot more. But that's one reason it's harder to find those in really good shape is because of the print runs and because of the type of paper they're printed on.
Next, Giant Size X-Men number 1 and X-Men 94. Those are, I hope I get them. If I don't, it's not going to be a big deal. But I would like to find those. Last, that first Batgirl that you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
First Ivy is the one I'd like to get. 233, the first Roz.
Yes.
And 251, that awesome
Joker.
Neil Adams Joker cover.
Yep, that's a beautiful
So
cover.
that's kind of my list of comics right there. Some cheap, like dollar bin stuff.
Yeah.
And some well over $1 bin.
Expensivo.
Well over $1 bins.
Yep.
So, yeah, I didn't, throw in that Batman number 1 and stuff like that, which I would like to get that first Joker. But, yeah.
That's one of those that I don't think I'll be able to get in my lifetime, to
Yeah.
be honest with you. Money-wise, I don't think it's going to happen.
Well, sell everything. You can have that one book sitting on the counter.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I enjoy having a lot of little things versus one big thing. I'm not that type of collector where, I want 10 comic books versus, 700 of things that I really love. I'd rather have the 700 of what I really love than those few little 10 that are worth more.
Yeah.
But, all right, well, I'm going to switch over to toys because I have some toy goals this year. First toy goal is a big one for me. I want to get a G.I. Joe USS Flag complete. 7 foot long of nothing but
massive.
awesomeness, but I really want to get one this year. Looking at possibly talking David out of his eventually. I have a feeling he's going to end up getting rid of it at some point down this year. So hopefully that happens. I would like to be able to get the one that he has because it's beautiful. Next is the big grail for me. It's going to happen this year. I've got to find one. 1979 Kenner Alien with the box. I would really like to get a complete one with the box, with the poster that goes inside the box. I want to, for it to have the cellophane on the box, everything. The box doesn't have to be perfect, but Definitely want it to be 100% complete.
I don't even remember seeing that, so I don't even know what it looks like.
So they're 18 inches
Yeah.
tall aliens,
Mm-hmm.
and they came in a box like you know how Boba Fett and like the 12-inch figures, Star Wars, all
Yeah.
that
Mm-hmm.
came with the window.
Yeah, yeah.
Aliens was the same way. It just had a window all the way down. It had cardboard on the side and the window all the way down.
I just have no recollection of ever seeing those.
I never had one when I was a kid, but I've always thought they were amazing. I'm a huge Aliens fan, so that's kind of the big grail for me for Alien stuff. And I want it to happen this year. It's got to happen.
Yeah, it'd be cool to find one of those that just pops out like out of a chest.
Oh
It takes
yeah,
off
the
running.
chest bursters. Yeah, they're cool. I would love to find one of those. I'm sure they make props of those somewhere that you
That'd be
can
so.
get.
Just stick it out on the front porch for Halloween.
Pull a space balls and have it dancing. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my ragtime gal. All right. Anyway, going on with my list. G.I. Joe Mickey Mouse Cobra Commander. I really want to get one of those. Such a little figure that cost a lot of freaking money. I've been holding off. I found a few, but they didn't have great emblems or the paint was smudged on the visor, which is common for those. That's why they cost so much to find them in really good shape. But I have a lead on one in North Carolina, and I'm going to ask about it tomorrow. So we'll see. I might be picking one of those up in the next couple of days. We'll find out.
He's got a guy.
I do have a guy. Next on my list is Inhumanoids. I've started picking them up recently. A cool line from, in my childhood. I've had a couple of them when I was growing up, but they're all, monsters, kind of kaiju looking things. I love them. I need to get a Metlar, which is one of the bigger ones. I picked up a Tendril recently, which is one of the more expensive ones. Metlar is the next expensive one, so I'd like to get that one knocked out. Next on the list was Mask, Boulder Hill, complete. One of my big pickups. I want it for the year. And guess what? I got it. It's in the floor over there. I'm so excited. Picked it up a couple weeks ago, and it was my first big pickup for the year, so I'm very happy. It's 100% complete except for the gas hoses, but I've got hoses here for it. The G.I. Joe hoses for the G.I. Joe figures are the same ones that go on this, and I have some extras. I just have to go find them and get them out and hook them up. I have them
Looks
in a
pretty
box.
awesome too.
It's pretty amazing.
It does
I
look
mean,
great.
it transforms so much. Like it turns into a service station.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it just looks like an armored building. But once you pull everything back and do this and do that, it looks just like a regular old service station. It's kind of cool.
That's awesome.
I always loved the set when I was a kid. I was big into Mask when I was little, so I've started picking some stuff up here and there, and I got a nice little Mask collection going.
Yeah, one of my favorite lines of you recently. I guess I started collecting masks.
Yeah, to me, it's one of those things. Anything
That was a
over
great line.
anything over 3 for me, that means you're starting to collect it. So
Which
I
he
guess
has
I'm
a
collecting
pop vinyl
masks now.
collection, but he won't admit to it.
You shut up. No. Just because people give things to me doesn't mean I collect them. Anywho, last on my list for toys for the year, I would like to get a Transformers G1 Trypticon complete in box. I already have a loose one, not complete, nowhere near complete, but he works, which is cool. He does walk, which is awesome. Electronics work. But I want to get a boxed one. It's the dinosaurs right there
No,
on the
I was
floor.
looking at the boxes over here. That
Oh,
was right
okay.
there.
I got them recently. I've already had one of them, but I got the other one recently. That's it for toys for me. And yeah, no, time's creeping up on us. Sorry.
Good. One thing I did want to mention, you were talking about the USS flag.
Yes.
I saw somebody post on Facebook the other day. They're like, "We're selling a USS flag." I'm like, "Oh, let me click on that." It says USS Saratoga.
Oh,
I was like, "Oh, that's
just wrong,
man.
yeah.
You don't do that."
you don't do that. That's a good way to get hurt these days, especially a toy collector like me. Oh yeah, that's false advertisement. I'll kill you.
I was like, "Are you serious?" I was like,
I'm amazed at some of the stuff people try to sell online and get away with. I really
yeah.
am. It's
Yeah. They were
ridiculous.
talking about that Spider-Man, that
Oh, the
AF
reprint?
Yeah, the
The
AF-15.
AF-15, yeah.
Black border says not for sale, reprint on it. And oh gosh, I
The guy was trying to get like $15,000
Yeah.
for it or something like that.
All right, my collection. I know one of these that should be on your list.
What's that?
Arkham Asylum, Bane.
Oh yeah, I
that
definitely
Series
want
2
that.
one. I'm still hoping to find one at around 100. I don't think I'm going to find one at that low.
You just need to fork the extra $25 over and just get it when you find it.
Yeah.
It's going to have to happen.
Yeah, like at the shows we went to, I thought I might be able to see one.
Right.
I don't think I saw an Arkham figure at either one of those two toy
No.
shows.
Those particular figures, you're not going to find them at many shows anymore. That's something you're probably going to have to run across in a shop or just get online.
Mm.
I don't think you're just going to happen into it.
Next, some Star Wars figures. I just want to basically fill up that box, but the few specific ones I would like to get the regular Leia, the Hoth Stormtrooper. That's the two. The Snow Trooper, I guess is what he's
Yeah.
called. So that's the two I mainly want. And then after that, some I'm like, yeah, that's a cool one. I definitely want to get that one. And I want it to be complete, which that's where the money comes in.
Yeah, weapons, man. I'll tell you what, without weapons, you can get Star Wars stuff all day long for next to nothing, but the weapons is what kills you.
There's a DC Bombshell statue of Harley
Yes.
where she's like riding a bomb.
That's the expensive one, isn't
Yeah, that's probably about 250,
it?
300.
Yeah.
But it looks amazing. So I definitely want to get that one at some point. It's kind of like what do they call it? They call them bombshells, but they all look like they came from like the 1950s. All
Yeah.
the characters.
Well, that's why they call them bombshells.
So bombshell is a term from 1950 or 1940s. Excuse me.
It's that's where the term originated. Bombshell was back in that time period. The people were they had the pinups that were considered bombshells. So
Okay.
that's where the term came from. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
You're
I don't know
wrong.
if you're wrong or not. Dude.
I don't know either.
He said it with confidence. It must be true. Next, there's a new statue coming out, Harley and Ivy. It's by Emanuela Lupacino, and it looks absolutely amazing. It's gonna be about $230, but
Ooh.
it looks awesome.
What size is it? Is it pretty big?
It's probably about 10 to 12 inch,
Oh, okay.
and it looks absolutely phenomenal. It's got like Ivy kind of sitting down and Harley's behind her. It's an amazing looking statue. So definitely want to try to get there. There's a couple other Harley statues. I just didn't write those down just because.
Just because.
Just because.
Just because.
Because the rest of them are like the cheap ones, but those two I really want to get. Then some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures.
Yes.
I definitely want to start getting some more of those. I have a couple.
Are you looking for loose or on card?
I'll probably get Lucy's.
Yeah.
And
Lucy's are cool.
you can get them a lot cheaper.
Yeah, most definitely. Most of the stuff you can see of mine is loose.
Yeah, y'all see it? See what I'm saying?
Well, if your camera had this button we could push and just pan around the room, then you know.
Well, you said you didn't want people to see.
Nah, I don't. I'm kind of weird about showing what I have because I don't trust people.
Look, everybody, look what I got. Just don't look at it.
Yeah,
And
I'm going to sleep now. Good
I
night.
have two old turtle figures, and I'm pretty sure they came out at like Hardee's or somewhere, like back in the like late '90s, or early '90s.
It's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if
I don't remember
that's where
that.
they came out or not, but I'm gonna have to look at them when I get home. But
Look at the logo on them and see what it says, like who it
look-
was made by.
yeah,
and
look on their butt. That's where it's
most of the time it's either leg or butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really want to get some more of those. I do have a couple of old ones, but just get them get new ones. Well, old ones, but new to me.
Old but new.
Yeah. And let's see, is that everything? That's pretty much all I wrote down for figures and statues.
Cool. And the only other, sticking with the movie poster theme, I only wrote down a couple because I'm pretty sure these two are not going to happen for me this year, but I want them to. My big grail for Star Wars movie posters is two of them that I want, and I'd really like to pick them up this year. Revenge of the Jedi one sheet. For those of you who don't know, Return of the Jedi originally was named Revenge of the Jedi. And Lucas decided last minute that he did not like the fact that it was revenge because that's not supposed to be a quality that the Jedi have. So they last minute changed the name of the movie to Return of the Jedi. And before the change, they had already put out all this promotional stuff, including, teaser trailer movie posters, which is what this is. And, it's actually some figures and stuff that say Revenge of the Jedi on them. So that particular one, it's to find one in the kind of condition I want. It's going to take a lot for me to be able to get it, but that's a big grail for me. And also, I would like to get a Star Wars Style A one sheet first print from the original movie. They had different styles for the movie poster. Style A is the original one that most people recognize as the Star Wars movie poster. But a first print of that one in excellent condition is up in the thousands. So unless I run across it with somebody who don't know what they have, then I'm probably not going to end up picking that up this year. But it is on my list.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of baseball cards and stuff, but no one cares. I'm just keeping it real.
No one gives a crap about
Yeah.
baseball cards. Yeah. But yeah, that's our 2020 wants and our 2019 wrap up. It actually took a lot longer than I thought it would, and I apologize in advance. But I know he's a lot like I am when it comes to stuff like this. When I get to talking about it, it excites me, and then I end up rambling on about it. I can't help it. I really love this stuff. This is what I do. It kind of keeps me going, you know.
It keeps us sane, really.
It does.
It
Because,
really
I mean,
does.
I've told people a lot that if that's all I had to do was go to work and work my 50 hours a week and come home, I'd lose my mind. Like, I have to have some sort of hobby that makes me smile.
You
And
have tap dancing dogs in there.
yeah, I know, right? Which they're being mighty quiet. I'm kind of worried about that right now. I'm gonna go out there and they'd have been like broke everything in my house. But no, when I open up the door to these rooms and I walk in to my collectibles and my comics, it makes me smile. Like I still play with my toys. Like I come in here and press the buttons on my Star Wars stuff and make them shoot, and my Transformers. I mean, it makes me smile. It brings me back to being a kid. It brings
Ladies,
me back.
he's single.
I am.
Just throwing it out there.
I am. So if you want
Shockingly, I am too.
if you want a broke nerd, here I am. I can't ever take you out to eat because I just bought toys.
Just throw that down in the comments, ladies.
Yeah, I know, right? But I think that's a big reason that we do this is because it makes us happy,
Yeah,
not
exactly.
just because it's something to do. Like everybody needs to have a hobby, and this is ours. Like I have other hobbies too, but nothing that I take as much pride in as I do this, and I take a lot of pride in this stuff. It makes me extremely happy, and I'm very, very happy to be able to have people like Daryl come over and see this stuff and be like, "Man, this is really cool. This is awesome. I remember having this when I was a kid," or, I remember seeing that in the store, that kind of thing.
That's another reason I want to go to more of those. Was it Triple Play?
Yeah,
I want to go to more of those.
yeah.
Even though a lot of stuff we'll see the same stuff from week to week.
Mm-hmm.
But I had so much fun going to an old school toy show because most of the time I just go to comic book shows.
Are you talking about Inside Pitch?
Inside Pitch, I
Yeah.
guess that's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
But for me also, I know you don't care about this, but they had the sports card section, they had toys, and at the one they didn't have very many comics, which
Right.
kind of surprised me.
But then they had more than another one that we went to, which is cool.
Yeah. So I want to go to more of those kind of shows too.
I've subscribed to their page, and I've got it now to where it's notifying me when they have the updates. So hopefully I can start figuring out sooner and don't miss the shows, because that's what happened a lot of past years. Is I didn't realize when they were coming up because they don't advertise anywhere but on Facebook really. So if you don't happen to see the post, then you're missing out. But I got it to where now it alerts me when they post.
Because I think not them, but didn't they used to have a show down in Danville? Like a toy show?
Years ago.
Okay,
yes.
it's been a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been a long
Yeah.
time ago.
I knew it wasn't that company that did that, but I just remember hearing, "Hey, I'm going down to the toy show." I'm like, I don't want to go to a toy show. Now it's like, come on, well, I want to go to a toy show.
All right, so before we go, I want to show y'all one thing, and I got these recently, and they made me laugh, and I hope they make y'all laugh too, because these are the funniest things ever. Y'all keep talking there. I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, he almost went down. He almost went down. Oh, that would have been the epic. Oh, he was like an old man over there crippling around.
Okay.
Then again, after I do something very long, like hit the gym or something, yeah, it's a struggle.
These things are great and nasty all at the same time.
Great and nasty all at the same time.
Okay. These are Masters of the Universe erasers, and I remember having these as a kid.
The camera's over there.
Oh yeah, camera's over here. These things
That's
are
a laptop.
terrible. I don't know if I can get close enough to the camera for y'all to see these, but
I'll tell you. Yeah, there you go. Up a little bit.
up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
These things are used and gross, but they just impressed me so much. Look at Merman.
Okay, those are not because I remember seeing some that were on that you'd put on your pencil.
Man at
Those are
Arms.
not the ones you used to put
These
on the
are not
pencil.
the ones that you put on your pencils. But I just thought these were the coolest things, and I got them so freaking cheap.
Orko.
There's Orko, and
I
there
don't know
is
why I always liked Orko.
Skeletor. Look at his face. Can you see his face? He's
They
got
cannot.
like this little smile.
They're not going to
on
be able
his-
to see his face very
Okay.
good.
But yeah, he's got like this stupid grin. Look at his face. And there is
Oh, that's awesome.
the crappy looking He-Man. But
These are great.
I found those and thought they were amazing. I had to pick them up. The guy on a Facebook auction had them. He's like, I'll let this whole bag go for $5 just to get them out of my shop. I'm like,
Ding,
sold.
ding. Ding, ding. Those are great.
Yeah, I thought they were awesome. They're the coolest
No
little
Evil
things.
Lyn?
No. I think these are the only ones they made. I
Really?
don't remember it being an Evil Lyn. I think this was the whole set of erasers.
That's pretty cool, though.
But if anybody knows like who made these or where they come from, because I'd like to know more about them, let me know, because I thought they were pretty cool, and I do want to know if they made any more, because I would like to have the complete set just in case I don't. But yeah, that was one of my recent cheap pickups. I thought it was
great.
cool.
That is cool. But man,
Like I said, it excites me.
honestly, that is something like that I would definitely pick up.
It's the oddball stuff that I don't spend a lot of money on oddball stuff, but it adds up. Like I pick up a little bit here, there, and there, and I think to myself, I just saved this money. I could have picked up this one big thing, but it makes me so happy to have this little thing. That's the thing that gets me is these make me smile every time I look at them because they're just disgusting and great. They're not as disgusting as his Superman and Batman flyers, but
1973.
these are 80 something. I can't remember when.
Find something like from 1973 that's so creepy and awesome all at once.
Yeah,
I mean, again, Superman still had a string attached.
he did
with the tag.
which was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't believe it had a tag on it. The string I can kind of see, but it still had the original tag.
The tag was
anyway,
pretty neat.
But anyway,
Yep.
because I didn't actually know who made them. If you look at the cape, it says right on the back who made them.
Right. Go
But,
figure, right?
Yeah, I know. What are the odds of that?
I know.
Anything else?
That's all I got for right now. I'm pretty tired and pretty hungry, so I think we're going to maybe go get some food.
All right, guys and gals, if you guys made it this far, thank you guys so much. We always appreciate it. As always,
fun.
hit that like button, subscribe, because what I did notice, I was looking at my analytics one time, like 60% of the people that watch my videos are not subscribed.
Really?
Yes,
That's odd.
it does not make sense at all. I think they watch it once and never come back.
It's bots. It's just bots.
We got new bots coming every week. Thank you. But anyway, we always appreciate it. Thank you guys. Hope you guys have a great year. Let us know what you guys are looking for because, again, we might find stuff on that list. We go, oh, I forgot about that.
Yep. And also, like, if it's something that y'all are really looking for that you're having a hard time finding, it's something we might have that we might possibly want to get rid of, or something we might see at a show and be like, hey, we can contact you and be like, I see this sitting here. Do you want this kind of thing? And we'd be more than happy to pick it up for you and work out something with you, whether it's shipping or meeting up or whatever. We'll get it figured out. But I always want to see fellow collectors be able to live out their dreams and pick up things that they really, really want. So anybody ever out there, needs something, just let us know and we'll see what we can do.
All right. And that's all we got.
Yes, sir. I am Ricky from Plastic Fantastic Toys and Comics, and y'all have a good night.
And you guys have an incredible day. See ya.
See ya. That was fun.